Hello everyone, wish you a lucky new day. After days of raging floods, when many roofs were affected by the storm's circulation, every house was submerged in cold water, and the worry of food and clothing weighed heavily. Two small people with big hearts, Alex and nhat, quietly brought warmth to every miserable life. Without any noise or fanfare, they walked through the mud, carrying bags of rice, boxes of noodles, warm clothes, and smiles full of humanity. In a place where only loss and despair seemed to remain, they lit up hope that love still exists in the midst of stormy life. Let's follow Alex and nhat's emotional volunteer journey, where every step, every gift they gave conveyed love and hope to the lives that were heavily affected by storms and floods. Early that morning, when the weak rays of sunlight were just glimmering through the mist, Alex and nhat woke up early to prepare for the special trip. Outside, the storm had just passed, leaving behind muddy roads, ruined roofs, and countless lives in need of help. In the cozy house, Henry also woke up early. "Honey, I worry about the baby, but I also feel uneasy seeing so many people out there suffering," she whispered. Alex smiled, took her hand, and said in a warm voice, "Mom will take good care of Henry. As for us, today we are going to bring a little hope to those who are desperate," they asked Alex's mother, gentle and thoughtful woman, to stay home to take care of baby Henry. The mother understood the hearts of her son and daughter-in-law. She smiled, picked up Henry and said, "You two go ahead. Henry and I will wait. Do good deeds. God will bless you." Those simple but warm words made nhat tear up. She bent down to kiss her son's forehead, felt his small breath, then confidently put on her raincoat and walked out of the house. Alex's pickup truck was full of boxes of relief goods: rice, instant noodles, clean water, clothes, medicine. The road to the flooded area was winding and muddy, but the two of them still walked tirelessly. Outside, the sky was still gray, but in their hearts, a warm fire was burning, the fire of kindness. Nhat held Alex's hand tightly, her eyes looking into the distance, where there were people waiting for help. That morning was not only the beginning of a volunteer trip, but also a journey of love, where two hearts beat together for the pain of others. And even though they left their little child at home, they knew that Henry would grow up proud, because his parents had lived a full day like that, spreading love in the midst of a stormy life. Alex and nhat's car left the town, following the dirt road leading downstream, where the storm had just passed. When the wheels rolled to the head of the commune, the scene before their eyes made both of them speechless. A chaotic mess after the storm. In front of them, roofs were blown off, walls were peeling, furniture was washed away by the water and lay scattered along the road. In some places, the water had receded, leaving only a thick layer of mud and an indescribable musty smell. But a few hundred meters deeper, the water was still knee-deep, reflecting every piece of wood, every sheet of corrugated iron, floating. The sound of chickens squawking, the sound of children crying mixed with the sound of the pump running non-stop. The whole peaceful countryside now turned into a blurred, devastated picture. Alex stopped the car, opened the trunk to get the tools, while nhat rolled up his pants and stepped into the water. Each step they took was a trail of mud, heavy but still determined. In the distance, another group of volunteers was also working, people carrying relief goods, people cleaning the yard, a young woman cleaning each mud-covered altar photo. Nhat turned to Alex and whispered, "Let's join them. It'll be faster to work together." Alex nodded, a gentle smile appearing on his dusty face. He greeted the group of volunteers. "Hello everyone. We're from an independent group. We've brought some supplies. Can we help together?" A middle-aged man in a faded blue shirt replied in a hoarse voice, "The more the merrier, dear. There are still many houses here that haven't been cleaned yet." Without hesitation, Alex and nhat got to work. Alex and a few young men carried sandbags and buckets of clean water to the houses, while nhat went inside to help a frail old woman clean up the kitchen. She trembled and said, "My house is gone, my child. Luckily, they gave me a blanket. It was very cold last night." Nhat took her hand and squeezed it gently. "As long as you have someone, you have everything. We will help you clean the house. Don't worry." The sound of buckets and basins colliding, the sound of brooms sweeping mud, the sound of people calling each other in the yard, all created a scene that was both bustling and emotional. People who had never known each other suddenly became teammates. They did not ask each other's names, just worked together, laughed together, then bent down to work hard in the mud. At noon, the sun appeared, the sunlight evaporated the pungent smell of mud. Tuna wiped the sweat from his forehead, looked around. The houses had just been swept clean. The yard was filled with clothes. The dishes were washed and neatly arranged on the shelves. Children played around the dried mud, and adults smiled at each other even though their eyes were still red. Alex walked from afar, holding a bottle of water, and gave it to Tuna. "Drink, there are many houses on the other side." Tuna took it and nodded slightly. They sat down on the steps to rest, looking into the distance, where the fields were still flooded. But in the eyes of the people there was a ray of life. An old man approached and put his hand on Alex's shoulder. "Where did you come from? It's so sad. The storm has passed, but people's hearts are still warm." Alex just smiled. "We only do small things. The important thing is that everyone keeps their spirits up." The afternoon gradually fell. Other relief convoys also arrived one after another, bringing noodles, rice, medicine, and warm clothes. Every small action, every smile exchanged became a warming fire in the midst of the devastation. Even though their legs were tired and their shirts were soaked, their eyes were still bright, bright with compassion, with the belief that kindness, no matter how small, could ease the pain of an entire countryside. The last rays of the day filtered through the gray clouds, shining down on the still flooded water. There were still roofs looming in the murky water, where people could not return to normal life. Alex and Tuna quietly loaded bags of rice and boxes of noodles onto their shoulders. They knew that many people were still waiting, lonely people in the middle of the vast sea of water. Tuna hugged the boxes of noodles tightly, her eyes following the roofs that were half submerged. Some people sat huddled in the attic, their eyes tired but still sparkling when they saw the rescue boat. Alex called out softly, "Grandma, we brought rice and noodles." A thin old woman, wrapped in an old scarf, walked down the makeshift stairs, the water reaching up to her knees. Tuna handed her the bag of rice, her smile trembling but warm. She could not say much, just held her hand for a long time. That handshake, wet, cold, but full of gratitude, made Tuna's heart stop. They continued walking, going to each small house, handing over each package of noodles, each bag of rice. No one said much, just a look at each other, a nod, a fragile smile in the midst of hardship. The beauty of the human heart sometimes does not need words, just the presence at the right time. When the sky was getting dark, the water reflected the red sunset. Tuna sat leaning on Alex's shoulder. The wind blew cold, but her heart felt strangely warm. Alex looked at her, smiling. "Are you tired?" She shook her head, her eyes filled with tears. "I feel sorry, but also happy. At least, today, we did something meaningful." In the midst of that desolate scene, love became a small light illuminating the darkness. Even though the water was still high, even though their hands were limp, they still believed, as long as they had a kind heart, there would always be a way to warm this world.